Great morning. It is Wednesday. Where'd the phone go? The 27th. Okay, I love this. Trump threatens social platforms. I'm going to heavily regulate them or have them shut down. Because they told it, a couple of his tweets that people need to fact check it, Yeah, Trump's gotten away. He shouldn't even have a Twitter. If it was anybody else that put the things that he puts out there, they would have shut him down a long time ago. Okay. And then Trump, once again, his BS, thinks he can BS people and tell them he's going to make them do this and he's going to make them do that. Well, no, he doesn't have any authority to do any of that. So anyway, after I do this, I want to do a reading and see what the social platforms think of Trump's threats. This morning we're doing Queen of the Moon Oracle, Sacred Awakening, and Wisdom of the House of Night. So let's see what the pointing is this morning. Well, I'm going to have to look this up because the first one out is, it says rigid. I thought it said rigid. Can't see this morning. Rigid. Okay, I don't need to look that up. Rigid, sort of like Trump. Rigid. My way or the highway. He just really has gotten full of himself, Just beyond. Aspects. And last we have power. Okay, that's the first time that one's ever come up. So is rigid. So we've got something new out here today. Okay. Rigid aspects of power. Well, you can't have really rigid. I mean, you can have some rules, regulations, stuff like that. But, if you get too rigid, there will be problems. Okay? It's like they say, the bamboo bends, but the rigid breaks. So, what, Mr. Max? Okay, you want to come over here? Did you want to come over here? Are you happy now? Is it happy now? Yeah. So anyway, if you want to have power, again, you need to look at the aspects, look at everything that you have going. And again, you can't be too rigid in things. Those that are rigid will break much more easily than things that are flexible, okay? So again, it doesn't mean you can't have some rules and regulations, but you can't be totally rigid with everything because then it's not, you want to have a sense of power by leadership, not by bullying, like Trump. Trump's power thinks all his power is about bullying. Okay? Bully, threaten, bully. That's his whole thing. So, he doesn't have respect from the people that are working with him. They're there for the money or for whatever other reason. Maybe they can ride the train for Lord knows what, get their name out there. But you need to be a leader, not to be rigid. That comes under being a dictator. If you get too rigid, then you don't become a leader, you become a dictator. I'm going to dictate to you what you are going to do. And that's it. Okay? These are my rules. That's it. So, no, you can't be a dictator. Dictators wind up losing people in the end, unless it's somebody that's really mindless and is a sheep and really wants somebody to tell them what to do. And there are some people like that on the planet. Let's just face it. That is true. But, you look at Trump. He wants to be a dictator. You look at any of these dictators, and then you look at Christ. Christ led by example, not by authoritarian dictates. Okay, he did leave things to, ways to live, like if you read all of his, on the Sermon on the Mount, if you read that, he leaves, guidelines. And he says, you'll follow me. If you really want transformation, you follow me. Trump doesn't say follow him. It's going to be this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Just like this morning, dictating that he didn't like that Twitter has now said on some of his tweets that they're not factual. People need to check the facts with it. Well, Trump went ballistic and threatening, and I'm going to put new regulations. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to, just out there blustering in his BS again. Just like the same thing. He gets up there every day and says what a wonderful person he is, what a wonderful job he's doing, and he's doing none of it. Captain Bone Spurs. He's not leading as an example to anyone. He's dictating what you are going to do. You are going to open those churches now, okay? Because he's so religious. We don't get a trumpet. I'm surprised the Bible doesn't burst into flames when he puts his hand on it. But, he was even, what was it? He was out somewhere signing Bibles. That's good. You got the devil out there signing Bibles. That's fabulous. Anyway, but so if you want to be, and if you are a person of standing or power, maybe you have a place of power or position in your company. Okay. Now we need to have a lot of CEOs in these large companies take a reality check as to the aspects of things they are giving out in their rigidness on how they are about, not giving enough benefits to the employees. Employees want to be loyal to companies, but they want to live. They need to have some, financial standing somewhere. There are so many of these ones, and this is what CEOs that go on that show find out. They do undercover, and they can't do the work that the people that are making them all the money are doing. They can't do it. Okay? They can't do it. And then they find out how hard these people's lives are and how hard they're trying. And then they'll pick one person and do something great for them. Okay, well, if they rather do that, understand that 90% of the people in their company are struggling. Okay? Not just that one person they pick. They'll find this if they really looked over and over and over and over again in their companies, okay? So if they took a step back and maybe took a little less salary, because they don't need all the money that these big CEOs are getting. And if they invested it in their workers, okay, rather than having them just living barely above slave wages, they would have a much better company, much better success all around. This is not rocket science to figure it out. So instead of being so rigid and getting all the money to their shareholders, okay, if they looked at what an aspect of real power is, which is to be a guiding light rather than dictatorial demands, they would have a much better outcome. And I wish to God that they would have some retraining programs for these CEOs. It's not about the bottom line all the time. It's not about how much you can make for your shareholders. You have to care about the workers. Now, if you're not a CEO, maybe you're a manager, okay? Same thing, all the way down the line, same thing. You lead by example, bend a little bit, okay? And people will be much happier. You'll have a much better work ethic, and things will run much more smoothly, okay? Or within your own life. If you're trying to get to a position where you have some power, okay, you need to be, again, a little flexible. Like Buddha said, you know, if the string's too tight, it'll break. If it's too loose, it won't play. You got to run in the middle of things. And then you can have a much better way forward, okay? So, yeah, just balance. Things need to be in balance, okay? So thanks for tuning in. Much love and light to everyone. Please be safe out there. To the new subscribers, welcome. And for those that remain, always great to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this, please put a thumbs up. It does help us in our standing in YouTube for the videos to be seen. So if you've enjoyed this and you want other people to enjoy it, please click the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Namaste and love and light to everyone.